Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we are going to learn about a complete journal entries of retention amount or the retention money. We will discuss today what is retention money or the retention amount, and we will see the complete journal entries by contractor and contractee perspectives. So first of all, we need to know what is retention amount. I will give you a very good example, a real life example, so you will understand it very easily. For suppose a contractor is going to construct a house for a contractee, and they decided that within this period, like within 1 year, they will complete his house construction, and he will give a 1 year warranty that if there will be any wear and tear, anything happens to the building, he will be responsible to repair. So till that period, contractee has to retain some money with him till the completion of that warranty period. So after the completion of that warranty period, contractee will pay him that much money, like a percentage of his contract. So that is called retention money. Let's see an example so you will understand it easily. Now suppose contractor is going to build a house and total contract value of $100 and retention will be 10%. Now every time when the contractor is completing his job step by step, he is submitting an invoice. Suppose he submitted an first invoice with $10. With $10, the $10 will be the invoice amount and $1 will be the retention amount which will be kept by the contractee. After that, he is going to submit the second invoice with $20. Out of $20, contractee is going to keep $2 with him. This is the retention amount. Third, fourth invoice will be so on. Upon completion of each step or each stage of the construction, contractor will go on by submitting his invoice. So if he submitted his fourth invoice with $20, the $2 will be the retention amount. In total, $100 will be the contract value and the retention will be $10. So this money will be paid to contractor after completion of the job and after completing the warranty period. Now let's move ahead and see the journal entries. The journal entries we need to do according to the contractor perspective. So the contractor is ABC company and contractee is XYZ company. You need to remember this. When issued an invoice by a contractor, okay, this is the case we are going to discuss now. When first invoice submitted to contractee for 10% completion of work by having 10% retention condition in agreement. So the contract value is 1000, invoice value is 1000 by 10%, like first invoice will be 10% completion of work. The work is completed 10%. So the 1000 multiplied by 10% is equal to $100. $100 are the invoice amount. Now we need to deduct the retention amount from this value. So the retention amount is equal to $100 multiplied by 10% is equal to $10. So this money will be kept aside, which the contractor will receive after completion of his job. So the journal entry the contractor will pass in his accounting books: XYZ company debtors asset account debit with $90 because the total invoice value is 100 and the retention is 10. So we need to debit the debtor, the contractee account, okay, 90, and XYZ company retention debtors asset account will be debit again for 10. So this is the retention account we need to create under the assets, because this money we are going to receive after some time. So for the contractor perspective, sales or the revenue profit and loss account will be credited by 100 because the invoice value is 100. Now the next entry in perspective of contractor, when received money from XYZ company. First of all, he submitted this invoice to the contractee and now he is going to receive the money from contractee. So the journal entry we passed earlier, when issued an invoice, debtors debit, retention amount debit and sales or revenue credit. Now when we receive the money, our cash or bank account will debit and XYZ company debtor account will be credited with the $90. Contractee is going to pay us the $90 and $10 he is keeping with him as retention, which will be given to the contractor after completion of his job. Now let's see the journal entries according to the contractee perspectives. What journal entries contractee is passing in his accounting books? When he is receiving an invoice from contractor, when first invoice received from contractor against 10% completion of work by having 10% retention condition in agreement. So the contract value 1000, invoice value 1000 multiplied by 10% because 10% work is completed. So the invoice value will be 100. Retention amount is $10, 100 multiplied by 10% that we need to keep on every invoice the 10% retention. Now the journal entry will be in contractee books. Construction expense profit and loss account will be debit with $100. ABC company, the contractor retention creditors liability will be $10. This is the retention. He has to create an account with the retention ABC company creditors liability under the current liabilities. So this $10 will be the retention amount which contractee will be liable to pay after some time. And ABC company creditor liability account will be credited with the $90. So $100 here and $100 here, our journal entry is complete. Now when contractee is going to make the payment to the contractor, what journal entry we need to pass? This journal entry is about when we record our invoice received from the contractor. Now when we are going to pay money to the contractor, ABC company creditors under liability account will be debit. As we have made earlier, it's credit. So now when we will make debit, so the effect will be 0. After that, the cash and bank, if we are paying cash, then cash will be credit. If we are paying him check or the bank transaction, so the bank will credit with $90. So these are the journal entries usually passing by contractor and contractee in the books of accounts. Actually, every time a contractor will submit an invoice to the contractee, there will be a retention amount from that invoice. Now, at the end, we need to see the retention amount adjustment. When retention money received by contractor, journal entry will be his cash or bank increased with $10, the retention amount which was $10 here, and XYZ company retentions debtor account will be credited. This is our example. Actually, at the end of the agreement, there will be a retention amount which will be like the total contract value is 1000. So if we take the 10% of 1000, so $100 will be the retention amount. So here, for example, this is just an example, so I put it here $10 as a retention received by the contractor from contractee. So his cash will be increasing, so it's debit, and XYZ company retention debtor account will be credit. Here, when retention money paid by the contractee, so his journal entry will be ABC company retention creditors liability will be debit, and cash or bank account will be credit because the cash is decreasing and also the liability is decreasing for in contractee perspective. So this is the journal entries and the concept of retention amount. I hope guys you like this video. Please subscribe my channel so it keeps motivating me to create more videos for you. Thank you very much and goodbye.